field work. If you do the Hawk strategy, do you have to write the question?
Yes, because you have to annotate.
Yeah, she said yes because you have to annotate it. If you do not have technology, then you can write your answers and your Hawk strategy on notebook paper. If you do have technology, you can write on your screen, on your computer screens. Two minutes remaining. All right, and that is time. Go ahead and bring me your answers if you wrote on paper. You have 5 seconds to bring me your paper with your answers on it. 5, 4, 3, 2, are people without laptops, you're gonna help them find the answer. We're gonna go to the beach. On your computer screens, it's gonna ask you to select an Abby. Select the character you would like to be. Thank you, Harris, Cole, Robinson, Daniels, Jones. Thank you guys. Let's go ahead and get in quickly. So on this time to time game, all you're gonna do, you're gonna be putting your answers in from the bell work. And the winner, number one, I have a gift for you. And I am starting the game now. You don't have a computer on with someone, they say when you help them, you can win a prize too. 30 seconds to answer number one. Y'all answering fast. 30 seconds to answer number two. It's Tyler Daniels is in the lead. Tyler, raise your hand. I have a prize for you. I will give it to you tomorrow. So now, let's review our answers. So number one, let me get a volunteer to read the question for number one for me. All right, go ahead. Read the question.
What is the topic of the following paragraph?
What is the topic of the following paragraph? So, what do we need to do to find the topic? Read the paragraph. Somebody read me that paragraph. Go ahead.
Julia support our fourth grade. She felt she was getting in trouble. So she hid her report from her parents. And her parents discovered what her grades were. They found her to find out the truth.
All right. So, what's the topic of this? If you think the answer is A, go ahead and stand up. Oh, wow. That's 100% of the class. So, tell me, why did you select A?
Cause it talks about Julia.
So she said, cause it talks about, so you say, I selected the answer to, I selected A because.
I selected A because it talks about Julia.
All right, she said, it talks about Julia. Well, what evidence do we have that the text talks about Julia? Can we get some evidence to support this answer? You all can have a seat. Who can give me a piece of evidence from the text? Go ahead.
On the first sentence, he said Julia's report card reflects the bad grades. Not only do it talk about her having her report card in bad grades, it talks about Julia like throughout the whole person.
Throughout the whole passage, it talks about Julia. Thank you so much. And she quoted the very first sentence. Number two. Can I get someone to read the question? Well, I read the question. What is the central idea of the following paragraph? Now, I saw some different answers. So, raise your hand if you selected A. All right. Stomp your feet if you selected B. Clap your hands if you selected C. All right, we got a clap. Bark like a dog if you selected D. Rude. If you selected D, I had one person bark. I see another person bark. Who selected D? Rude. There we go. You selected D. You are correct. You are a big mouse dog. That's why I had you bark like a dog. All right. So the central idea D says Julia got in trouble not for poor grades, but for trying to hide the truth. Where's the evidence for that?
The very last sentence.
She said the very last sentence. Go ahead.
I was gonna say the same.
Read it for me.
When her parents discovered what her grades were, they grounded her for trying to hide the truth.
So did they grab her for her grades?
No.
No, it says for trying to hide the truth. All right, clap it up for you guys, for yourself. All right. So I know someone did select C for number two, but C says Julia's parents discovered that she was hiding her poor grades from them. But these days, Julia got in trouble for poor grades, not for poor grades, but for trying to hide the truth, and that's the evidence that supports that answer. All right, anytime you get an answer, go back to the text and see if you can find evidence to support that answer. All right, our vocab for today, we have 6 words to choose from. We're going to repeat after me these words. The first one is infamy.
Infamy.
Solicitation.
Solicitation.
Hostility.
Hostility.
Now this one is one that trips me up every time. Say it.
Inevitable.
Thank you. Y'all said it for me. Unbounding.
Unbounding.
And my favorite one, dastardly.
Dastardly.
All right, so what you're gonna do, you're gonna choose one term, and on your paper, you're gonna make a Freya model. So what you're gonna do, draw a line going down, and a line going across. And you're gonna do your Freya model with the term that you select. You're gonna give me the definition in your own words. If you don't have a technology, there are dictionaries around. In your own words means do not give me word for word what the dictionary says. You're gonna give me the prefix, root word, the suffix, give me an example and a non-example. You have 8 minutes to do this. Make sure your name is on your paper because I'll be coming around giving extra credit points to everybody who is on task.
And it started.
So some of these terms, I'm hearing that you cannot find them in the dictionary. What you're gonna have to do, you're gonna have to find the base words or root words. So you might have to drop the prefix off of it, and you might have to drop the suffix off of it in order to get that base word, and that's the word that you will find in the dictionary. Have about 2 minutes left. All right, that is our time. So let me get a volunteer to share out. Let me hear from someone who I have not heard from. All right, go ahead. Tell me your name. All right, go ahead. Speak a little louder for me. I'm a little older in age. I have trouble hearing.
I think the inevitable, the definition of it is something that is bound to happen.
Something that is bound to happen, inevitable to. Yeah, it ain't gonna work for me. It ain't gonna work. Okay.
A suffix, the prefix in means not.
The prefix in means not. If the prefix goes at the end of the word, let me see you stomp your feet. If the prefix goes at the beginning of the word, clap your hands. Thank you, thank you. But I didn't see that before clap, so let me see what we need to do. young lady. I couldn't tell because you had your head down. And so we gonna sit where? Up or down? Up. All right. So you did not clap your hands. So do you think that the prefix goes in the middle maybe? Where does it go? In the beginning. Thank you. Okay, keep going for me, baby.
The root word evident means notable, easily noticeable. The suffix able means can be known.
All right, thank you so very much. And what example did you use?
I use the sun and the moon, cause like you can't change it.
Great example, great example. And what non-example did you use?
Water still, so you can just like.
You can stop that from happening. Thank you so very much. All right, we're going on to our PBO. We have 10 minutes to put this PBO into our own words. The PBO says students will be able to do what? Can somebody read that for me? Say it louder.
Students will be able to identify activities that are going to determine.
All right, so you're gonna put that in your own words, and you have a word bank in blue that gives you definition. You have 10 minutes, but I know that it's not gonna take us that long. So I'm gonna cut that time in half. All right, I'm gonna call time in about 30 seconds. Let's finish up. When you hear the music play, you're going to dance over to a partner and you're gonna discuss how you put the PBO into your own words. And I said dance, you better dance. Oh, all right. If I need to show you some moves, let me know. Tell me, I'll show you a few moves. All right. Dance on over to a partner on the opposite side of the room. Dance on over. Dance on over. Dance on over. There you go. I need to hear it. How do you know the place to match up PBO?
In order to figure out the thought or concept of a book. Students will be able to recognize important words are great.
Alright. Let's return to our seats. Y'all gotta learn some better dance moves, cause I can dance better than y'all, so Alright, so somebody said that in their list of the PBO, they said that they were going to determine the concept of a text. And can you tell me, why is saying determining the concept of a text, why that won't suffice? So he said they did not change the definition of the term. So when we talk, let's talk in complete sentences. So their answer won't suffice because they didn't change the definition. What were you gonna say? All right? Why won't concept suffice?
Concept won't suffice because, they don't know, I'm not saying if it's the main, concept or if it can be any concept.
It could be any concept, so you need to tell me it's the main concept, it's the big concept of the text. All right? So that was my time, so we're going to move forward. We're gonna watch this clip. We're gonna look at this clip of T'Challa and Killmonger, and we're gonna determine the central idea of the text. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
This is your last chance. Roll down your weapons and you can handle this in another way. I lived my entire life waiting for this moment. I trained, I lied, killed, just to get here. Killed America, Afghanistan, Iraq. I took life from my own brothers and sisters right here on this continent. And all this death, just so I can kill you. Let the challenge begin. not you. Take me. I'll take you both of you, James. Is this your game? Huh? Is this your game? The Black Panther was about to lead you into the future. Him? He's supposed to protect you.
All right. So, what is the central idea? So take a few moments to think about what do you think the central idea of this video, of this clip is, and think of some key details that support your central idea. And then we're gonna share out. Just take a few seconds to think. We have an answer, we're gonna share out. You can raise your hand to share. The central idea. Did I have a hand raised? All right, go ahead. Black Panther fights to the death with his arch enemy. All right, go ahead. The central idea is that hate Killmonger has for T'Challa. Did you have your hand up?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I think the central idea is that Killmonger tried to kill T'Challa for the title of Black Panther.
He wanted the title for Black Panther. Okay.
That was key detail to support what she said.
Give me a key detail then, son.
One of the important key details I have is in the scene she said, I had waited all my life, and I had risked my brother and sister life just to kill you.
Absolutely. That's a great key detail.
I want to add on to what you said.
And
So basically what you're saying is from the past event, which led up to what's happened now, is the reason why he hates T'Challa.
is that what you're saying? That is what he said. Those past events led us to the reason why he hates T'Challa so much. All right, great job, you guys. So now we're gonna move on to our I do. Our connection has been lost, so let me go ahead and give everybody a packet. So, if you have a computer, you still are going to need a packet. So we're going to turn to the we do section of this packet. We're turning to the we do section. I mean, not we do, the I do section. We're turning to the I do section of the packet. Does everyone have one? All right. Okay, so we're going to I do. Are we all on the I do section? All right, so for the I do, you're just going to simply listen to me as I model for you 3 steps on how to find a central idea and how to compose a short paragraph about the central idea. So step 1 says, read the text and identify the subject and topic of the text. And you're gonna write a gist statement. Step 2, reread and annotate for key details that support your gist statement. And step 3, use the ACE method to respond to the question, what is one central idea of this section of the text? So I'm going to get me a highlighter and I'm going to get me a pen. I'm going to circle words that stand out to me and I'm going to highlight key details. One thing you're going to see me do is talk to myself as I'm reading the text. You do not write on, well yes you can, you can write on this. You can write on this. And you have highlighters on your desk as well. So you're gonna hear me talk to myself. A good reader talks to themselves when they are reading. Even if you're not talking to yourself out loud, there's a voice inside of your mind of you talking to yourself. So right now if I say, don't speak, but think about your favorite color, then you're gonna be talking to yourself right in your head about your favorite color. So that's what you have to do when you read to make connections. All right. Mr. President, Mr. Speaker, and members of the Senate of the House of Representatives. Yesterday, December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy. I'm going to circle infamy because I remember this word from Bell Word, or from the vocab section. The United States was suddenly and deliberately attacked. I'm going to circle attack because that's going to be something major. Somebody's being attacked. It says the United States of America was suddenly and deliberately attacked by naval and air forces of the Empire of Japan. The United States was at peace with that nation. So let me circle peace. Because at one point you said that you were attacked, then you said that there was peace. So the United States was at peace with that nation, and at the solicitation of Japan, was still in conversation with its government and its emperor, looking toward the maintenance of peace in the Pacific. Indeed, 1 hour after Japanese air squadrons had commenced bombing in the American island of Oahu, the Japanese ambassador to the United States and his colleague delivered to our Secretary of State a formal reply to a recent American message. And while this reply stated that it seemed useless to continue the existing diplomatic negotiations, it contained no threat or hint of a war of an armed attack. All right, so I've read, now I need my gist statement. So I'm gonna go over here to write my gist statement. The best way for me to write my gist statement is I'm gonna look at where I have the most annotations. And I have the most annotations toward the top of my paper. So let me go back to where the word infamy is. The United States of America was suddenly and deliberately attacked by naval air forces of the Empire of Japan. So my gist statement is going to be the United States was attacked by Japan. So the U.S. was attacked by Japan. That's a great summary in one sentence. Now, step 2. I need to reread and annotate for key details that support this gist statement. So I'm looking for details that say that the United States was indeed attacked by Japan. So I'm going to have my highlighter. Yes, ma'am? You going to give me, well, I'm going to give you the evidence. I'm going to give you a gift. I want to give you the answers for this. This is me modeling for you. So, I got my highlighter. Yesterday, December 7th, 1941, and I'm rereading. It's very good to reread, you guys. A date which will live in infamy for me? The United States of America was suddenly and deliberately attacked. Well, absolutely, that goes to support what I had stated. So I'm going to highlight this. The United States was at peace with that nation at the solicitation of Japan and was still in conversation with its government and its emperor looking toward the maintenance of peace in the Pacific. So I'm going to highlight that they were at peace. Indeed, 1 hour after Japanese air squadrons had commenced bombing in the American island of Oahu, I'm going to highlight that, bombing in the American island of Oahu. The Japanese ambassador to the United States and his colleague delivered to our Secretary of State a formal reply to a recent American message. And while this reply stated that it seemed useless to continue the existing diplomatic negotiations, it contained no threat or hint of war or attack. All right. So I have my annotations done, my words are circled, my highlights are made of key details. Now I am on step 3, where I have to do the ACE method. A is to answer the question. The question says, what is the central idea of this section? Well, according to my gist statement, the central idea is the U.S. was attacked by Japan. So, I'm going to write in a complete sentence. The central idea of the text is the United States was attacked by Japan. This is just one central idea. You can have a different central idea. But this is the one that I'm going to choose, and I'm going to cite evidence. Easy way for me to cite evidence is to look at what I have highlighted. The first thing I have highlighted says, the United States of America was suddenly and deliberately attacked by naval air forces of Japan. That's my evidence. So, I'm going to put a signal phrase. Anytime you're going to give evidence, you have to announce that you're about to give evidence. So, one signal phrase that I love is, according to the text, comma, and then I put my evidence here. And I'm not going to write this entire evidence. I'm just going to abbreviate. The U.S. was suddenly attacked by Japan. So for the sake of time, I didn't write the entire quote out. Now the E, so the A is to answer the question, the C is cite evidence, and the E is to explain this evidence. So I need to find a connection of the answer and the evidence. So let's see, what can I say? So the central idea is that Japan was attacked. The evidence shows that this was suddenly attacked, the U.S. was suddenly attacked by Japan. What can I say? So you have to take a moment to think. I'm going to say